it's every year's a new year. You know, we're not defending anything. We're going out trying to win this year's title. You know, and we're just going to try and. It sounds like a cliche. We're going to take them one game at a time, and if we win enough games, I think our schedule's strong enough that we're going to bid.
I think one of the biggest spots that we need to fill in that's new is the midfield, because we lost, you know, Lincoln and Mike, who have played for 4 years straight, and also the, you know, outside wings. We lost Jabel, you know, Sean Fleury, but we have a little depth there. We have a bunch of players that play in there now, and we got a returner who went abroad for a whole year, so looking to fill those gaps.
Yeah, it was tough. We lost like 7 starters or something like that, but there's a lot of kids that have been stepping up. We got a great freshman class this year, and even kids that have been seeing a little bit of time over the last couple of years, they'll be able to have their opportunities to step up.
We had some questions, but we were in a tournament in the spring, and we ended up actually winning that tournament 2 years before we didn't make it out of the group. So we've got new guys in a lot of spaces, but it's looking really good, so we'll see how it goes.
Got a strong group of freshmen coming in, so they'll be able to fill some spots. Had a pretty deep bench for the past few years, so we'll definitely benefit from that.
Well, it's hard to replace that chemistry because you know, there were 6 starting seniors. They're no longer here, of course, but we're confident in our younger guys. They're going to step up and get the job done.
It's not easy. Those guys were good, and they weren't just good soccer players. They had big personalities. They were good leaders. They were good personalities on and off the field. So how to replace them on the field, well, we'll work on that. We'll teach the technique and the runs that we want. How to replace them in the locker room, I'm not so sure yet. That's what those guys got to worry about, I suppose.
It's interesting being a senior with so many younger guys below us because, you know, for the past 3 years there was a huge group of seniors ahead of us. So, yeah, speed and a little bit of flash too.
There's certainly a lot of pressure trying to repeat the same thing, kind of set standards in previous years, and definitely one of our goals this year is to make it at least as far as we did the last 2 years and hopefully even further.
The success of the last few years, those guys, the legacy that they left us is helping us in recruiting, so we're just going to keep building on it. You know, hopefully back it up with another good year.
Our expectations are exactly the same. Win our conference, get to the tournament, eventually reach the NCAA tournament.
Obviously, a winning season would be nice. Make the tournament. I guess we'll put it at that.
Well, we're hopefully going to repeat Liberty Leagues, and our end goal would be to win the actual tournament. Last year we lost in the tournament to Union, and that'd be something we really want to fix. And then additionally, as we said, hosting NCAAs would be a great accomplishment again.
We want to make the NCAA thing a tradition. We want to keep it going every year. So,
well, the number one thing is finishing the top 4 in the league to make sure we get into the league tournament. That gives us our best chance to get into the NCAA tournament. So, you know, our goal is to win as many league games as we can. Usually 12 points gets you into the top 4, so we got to get 12 points out of 7 games. And, you know, that's our number one goal, obviously. And then also, you know, we want to win as many games as we can, so we're trying to win every single game that we play.
I've told Alex this many times, and the higher level you go as a goalkeeper, the less you actually do in a 90-minute game. But the more turned on you have to be, because, you know, in a 90-minute game, a busy day for a goalkeeper would be 3 or 4 saves and a few goal kicks. However, everything goalkeepers do is of uber importance. So the training mentality is to always stay switched on. And I'll be on Alex and our other goalkeepers to stay switched on from the moment he arrives at the complex here to the moment the whistle ends. And he's really bought into that. That's probably where he's matured the most as a senior goalkeeper.
Keep myself occupied mainly is just I got to keep talking. I got to let them know, you know, where to go on the field. I got to keep my head in it that way so that you know, we don't switch off for a second during the game.
Yeah, Liberty League's always tough. You know, you're going to get 2 good games every weekend, and playing back-to-back makes it even tougher. Fortunately, we have most of our Liberty League games home this year, so that should hopefully help a lot.
We have to reiterate how hard it was to do the things we've done, and we're learning. We're a work in progress this year because, you know, we are the first time in 4 years we've had different players on the field. So, you know, we're convincing everybody of how hard it was, getting them to refocus on how hard they have to defend and work without the ball, and we're getting there. But that's our focus.
I still think we're learning how to play every day at a high level. I think we're starting to understand that we can't just kind of switch it on and off for games, and that kind of goes along with the personality that Lincoln, Mike, Travis, et cetera, kind of instilled during training sessions. You can't not tackle in a practice session and then expect to go out in games and tackle well, for instance. So I mean, I think that mentality, we really still have to imprint that on some of the younger kids and understand to play at a high level it's a mindset as much as it is work ethic.